This is a behind the scenes of the Carlton Brown Foundation TV show. It's a great day for me. It was Friday, 5:30, on my television show. This is the interview of the presidential candidate for 2018, Dr. Maxwell Shumba, which means the lion. Breaking news, this is a behind the scenes. I have the professional TV show in about a week.
Mr. Maxwell Shumba, this is Dr. Shumba. This is Dr. Maxwell Shumba, Zim First candidate and founder of Zim First. Let me get something for you here, sir. We want to make sure we get this recorded for prosperity.
Mr. Brown, it would help if you sat in the chair so that way we can get a visual on wherever talking.
Okay, I am trying to get my information. Yes, I know that. I'm sure I can. Yes, sir. This is for four ladies there. Okay. This is for the Sister City Harare plan. This is a template for our Sister City Harare for the MDC mayor. Friends of the African reaching out to y'all to give y'all a template for everything that we're doing here. We're doing for our Sister City, so I want to give that to you. And give that to you. We're going to have this for prosperity. People will be able to see it, but I'll make sure they do. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
So we're getting it together. It won't be perfect.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've been practicing the other interviews. That's the one where the gentleman in Zimbabwe, in Zimbabwe, where the interview was with the European gentleman, the lady, and that's right. Okay, in Atlanta. The gentleman made the introduction. I've been studying that. You've been talking about it. Yeah, he prepared a list of questions and stuff like that. We can talk about Morgan, Shumba, and the refugees and things you're doing. We definitely want to touch that. Very important. That's right. Domestic invitation to human rights. All right, how's everybody doing? Big day. We got the VIP. Big ups.
You want to go live now on the phone?
Yes, I'm fine. Not yet.
Not yet for you, but yes for you?
Yeah. With the lights. Yeah.
But you want to go live with me? Not yet.
Yes, right. You can go ahead live on me.
Okay.
Get a follow.
Okay. All right. Mr. Carlton Brown, you are live.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Got Zim First. Zim First got the presidential candidate here, Mr. Maxwell Shumba. Looking for a very exciting show. So everybody just hold on, follow us, and share this. It's all about hitting goals and holding on to those goals and not losing your faith. And no matter how many people show you with their actions or with their words that it's not possible, if you don't never give up, it can manifest. And that's what this show is going to be about today. It's going to be about an opportunity at recovery, redevelopment, and a new future. So let me know when you're ready, sir. And,
Good, Brandon? Yeah. You want me to start your live? Mr.
yeah.
You want me to start your live? Does the light hurt your eyes?
Yes.
He's saying the light's hurt.
The light, yeah, I'll adjust it in one second.
Give it one moment. He's going to adjust it.
It got me a little bit, but I'm used to it. You want to look at the photos real quick to see how you're going to do them, my brother? As we talk about the events, because we have is that slightly better? Yeah.
Now better, sir?
Brother Maxwell, will that be looking at that?
You're looking at those cameras.
Your cameras here. Okay, so all in all, I will be looking at this. That's right here.
Right.
So know, man, could you take like a few pictures and screen like when we up there?
Oh yeah, sure. As soon as we're done, when I get done with the live, I will take pictures on your phone of the screen.
When we start talking about Mrs. Maxwell Shumba, start this one. Then we talk about them first. There's going to be next. There's a question I'm going to ask about my introduction. I'm going to introduce him and ask him as the founder of this, Zen first, founder of it, and then ask him who is he, and he's going to explain to us what Zen first is and what the motto is and what's happening. So, long that's the MLK. We talked about that last week for kids and stuff too. We speak about the kids, things he did. The Kwanzaa celebration of human rights. We spoke of human rights with the MLK. We speak about that. If you like photos to come up, if you consistent. We like seeing first pop up presidential candidate, like we touch topics. If you could, we do an excellent service for a very important person. President, he's a president running for president of a country. Resources estimated under the ground right now, I think is $3.2 trillion. Imagine if you could turn that into a financial instrument, redevelop the whole country, right? And give the people ownership, and it can create a new type of Africa. So it'll be a very good show tonight. Hold on. Hey, it's the Carlton Brown Foundation Show. We're going to have a powerful show today. We have a VIP guest that is known around the world and will be an ideal guest for CNN, CBS, everybody. And Carlton Brown Foundation gives that opportunity. It's going to be about Martin Luther King. That's what we're going to begin with. We don't need leaders in love with money. We need leaders in love with justice. We don't need leaders in love with publicity. We need leaders in love with humanity so that it manifests into the community and it has life so no one has to wonder. Because when you see these people, when you enter that community, it has manifested into the world of the living and all can see. Now, it's going to be a show about redemption, redevelopment, and new possibilities, right? It's about my past does not dictate who I am at the present. It only shows my experiences and growth and what I went through in order to make me the person that I am right here at this second. And we all have a potential for greatness because everybody makes mistakes until they have a chance to develop. So let's not look at the past. Let's look in the future, the present, and tomorrow. Hey, I'd like to welcome my guest today. It's the Dr. Maxwell Shumba, the 2018 Zimbabwe candidate, and the founder of Zim First. Sir, how are you doing today? And can you tell us who is Dr. Shumba?
Thank you, Mr. Carlton Brown. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. Yes, my name is Dr. Maxwell Shumba. I've lived in Cincinnati for 18 years. I'm an alumni of the University of Cincinnati. Studied chemistry at PhD level. I am a practicing regulatory expert, a company executive with a company which is the chemical industry, where we manufacture the specialty chemicals additives. So I think for my professional life, I'm a people first person. I'm a founder of a political party, which did not start as a political party. It started as an effort, a platform to create a grand coalition which will provide a solution to Zimbabwe, bringing all forces of good, which are in opposition of Mr. Robert Mugabe. That platform was called the Zimbabwe First Nation Convention. It did not happen. There were misalignment of expectations from the people who were involved. And then eventually, the Zimbabwe First National Convention converted into a political party. This political party, its slogan, country first, people first, believes in the development of the country, the development of the people. So my life is dedicated to the people. So when you ask who is Dr. Shumba, Dr. Shumba is a man who has dedicated his life to serving other people. Married for 25 years, with 4 children, 1 boy and 2 girls. I'm now a resident of Cincinnati and also soon to be a resident of Zimbabwe.
Yes, sir, Mr. Shumba. That was absolutely excellent. What does
we develop our country, we are developing the people. And with 3.1 trillion mineral wealth, we can easily provide a healthy and good standard of living to the people. And that's why we are going into 2018 with this name, Zim First, Zimbabwe First, with a slogan which says, country first, people first, Zimbabwe first. Our slogan in our local language, Yikabani, means the people come first, because the people are the country. So, Zimbabwe First, a platform for fresh ideas, which is going to ensure that we turn the natural resources and make them into some national equity, which the citizens of Zimbabwe can directly benefit from. So Zimbabwe First, to end ordinary Zimbabwe, means a real change in their personal lives for the better. That's what Zimbabwe First represents to people. We have fresh ideas tied to our Zimbabwe First concept. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Shumba. I have another very, very powerful question for you, because I watched your interview in Atlanta, and you said, hey, I want the reporters to ask tough questions. Sure. So I have a tough one for you, and I'm quite sure that every person in the diaspora of Zimbabwe and every Zimbabwean mother, father, and child will love this question. And a lady came over here on the 26th, Ms. Valerie Mariachi. She's the 2018 female candidate for president. She came over here and showed me, she flew over here just to see me and Miss Christmas. She came over here and showed me a video of a young lady named Esther in Zimbabwe and the children who are being human trafficked. By me being in the United Nations, I have taken this up personally and got permission to start as an advisor here to direct the whole trafficking force resources to address this issue. But as you, as a presidential candidate, what solution do you have to take away the suffering and empower these young ladies to not only prepare the mental trauma that they have went through now over time, and to put in place things to prepare their future? Could you answer that for the Zimbabwe people?
Sure, thank you so much.
Yes, sir, Mr. Shumba.
Human trafficking in Zimbabwe has its own form, which is directly linked to the economic meltdown, which was caused by the mismanagement of Western government. Parents today in Zimbabwe are marrying their 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, so that they can get money. In Zimbabwe, the marriage setup, which is quite different from here, requires that if someone wants to marry, they have to pay lobola in the form of money and together with cars. So parents have resorted to marrying off their young children to older people. And this is not different to trafficking. But the reason why they are marrying these young children is because of poverty. They have found this as a solution to poverty alleviation. So as Zim First, we are saying that on day one, we are going to change that. For 3 years since we launched our party, we've been working on a platform, a real economic empowerment platform, which is called For Profit Nation. For Profit Nation simply is a concept where we are going to aggregate our national wealth, monetize it, and give it equity. And then we allocate every family shares which are tied to our national assets, over 3.1 away the need for these parents to bear off their children. So, with poverty alleviation, we will eradicate human trafficking. It's an abhorrent activity, which we strongly want to ensure that we eradicate it. We are going to eliminate it. But our solution is through empowerment of the citizens. We have so many economic programs in the energy sector. We intend to ensure that those who are settled in arid areas which do not produce well agriculturally, that they, instead of trying to farm crops, they will farm electricity. We will establish solar farms. Yes, and for those who are in good agricultural land, like the way Zimbabwe is endowed with rich soils, used to be the number 2 producer of tobacco, an exporter. Virginia tobacco comes from Zimbabwe. And we exported beef into the European Union as the number 1 exporter of beef before the madness of being done. So we are going to revive agriculture through our agrarian revival program, which is going to ensure that we have 360 days ability to do agricultural activities. Today, because Mr. Mugabe never cared about our country, people have to wait for the natural rain. They have to wait for the rain. And if there's no rain, all agricultural activity stops. So we will build canals which connect the rivers to provide water throughout the year through the agrarian revival program, which is tied to our vision to create village cities. Zimbabwe has a mix, very underdeveloped areas and cities which are developed. So the migration is always from rural areas with less development to cities. But we are going to bring development into those villages by boosting, trying to put new technology in agriculture. And then we bring processing facilities, factories, which will bring the market and also create jobs. And then there won't be no need for people to go into the cities. We have a lot of good ideas which we are going to implement for Zimbabwe. And my being here is a blessing. God, as is always, He sent me here 8 years ago so that I can be here, learn how the first world system of government, the technology. I am uniquely placed to be able to uplift Zimbabwean lives because of I practice it every day. Of all the candidates, very few people have got that unique exposure I have. So, with me comes with a lot of technological development, a new fresh way of government system, which is accountable to the people, which is honesty, and which unite the people, as our logo says. Thank you.
Okay, I have another very important question. Well, this is what I get from the Zimbabwe youth that follow the Carlton Brown Foundation, and from all youth over Africa, which is the fastest growing group of people in the world, which are the youth in Africa, the biggest continent, almost the biggest continent, second continent. But the youth would like to know, what plans do you have for youth development as far as business, schools, dealing with supplies, what type of human resource management things would you bring in as Zim First, putting the people first president for a message for the youth that could be a template not only for Zimbabwe, but could be used around the African Union and diaspora?
Yeah, sure. Zim First envision the turnaround of the economy based on technology. So, for technology to happen, we have to boost they are absorbed on the job market, or they are partners with the companies we are covering. I can give an example. We have partnered with a company which does renewable energy, very innovative. What they do is they take garbage, refuse, and convert it to electricity. And with programs in Zimbabwe, in Zimbabwe cities of landfills and garbage collection, we are going to go into Zimbabwe with the concept that there is no waste to waste, where the garbage, when collected and processed, it will then generate electricity which can be sold to the national grid. And with this kind of technology, we are going to absorb the youth. The youth will come in as the drivers of the improvement, drivers of actually the implementation of this technology. And also those who want to be business people, they have an opportunity to partner with the friends who are coming. We have a platform for international investors whom we are telling Zimbabwe, whom we are telling that Zimbabwe is open for business. And when we say open for Zimbabwe business, we are telling them that Zimbabwe has got the second infrastructure setup in the entire African continent in terms of complexity, in terms of its diversity. And we are inviting investors to come in, and because the infrastructure is there. So with these investors who are partners in all sectors of industry, we envision, number one, that the youth will get jobs, and number two, they'll be partners. So there is a win-win for our youth. And with Zimfest, remember our slogan, fresh ideas, fresh life. Fresh ideas, we believe in that. Those who are coming up, the young one, their ideas, which comes from their being innovative. You know, they are always prime, they are fresh. And freshness just simply means the people who have been on the political scene have been doing it that there's no more incentive. They're tired. So we need a new, we need fresh blood. We need new people. And these are the young ones. So still first, even our leadership says it's all. It's dominated by the youth.
Okay. I have something to add to that because, you know, the way that I'm talking about the leadership and the master teachers that I have from Africa, Botswana, Credit Buba, and different princes, His Royal Majesty, Sharif, Azum Ibrahim, they teach me that the people, the youth, the children of the world, they're the ones you invest in because all they need is training and information, and they can become all things. So we have the force there right in Africa, like the president of Ghana says. He said, we have all the human resource potential that we need. We just need to put in and erase the digital divide, which the things you talked about. So I want to touch a very good time.
Just to add to what you said before you go to your question.
Yes, sir.
Zimbabwe is considered as one of the top countries in terms of education levels. We have nearly over 90% literacy rate. But most of our graduates are roaming the streets with no jobs. And we know that when you see someone in 33 years who never held a job with a degree roaming in the street, that's a genocide. That's genocide. You are killing a generation.
Yes.
Mentally. So we are focused in providing a bigger chunk of our budget to ensure that we reverse the effects which have been put by Mr. Mugabe's
approach because in Africa, a lot of people, the leaders, instead of putting in the infrastructure, they have chosen to go out of country. We need an infrastructure. That's what the most request question that I get from Zimbabweans and Africans all over the African Union and diaspora is, what is your plans to set up an infrastructure for a hospital system with accountability of employees and also the medical service in a more African and holistic way? Do you think that that is a good approach to make Zimbabwe more healthier, more productive for the Zim first type of country we would like to create if elected president in about 4.5 months or so?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can start with this thought that a healthy nation is a productive nation, and it's a happy nation. And our health system has been grossly neglected. The government of Mr. Mugabe,
Hey, excuse me, 1 second. I was saying. Yes, sir. We can stop right there and start right back.
How is it going?
Okay, yes, sir.
How is it going?
How's it going?
Oh, the lady has left?
Yeah, she left.
Okay.
That means our last video is gone.
Yeah.
I wish she would have handed me my camera, but I got it on her. I wish she would have handed me my phone. I would have kept it going. But she was just into the show. It was getting very, very good. Hey, y'all, we still live. Things are still going on.
When are you broadcasting this?
Well, when will this broadcast?
2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks? Well, I'll get the show, I think. Can I come in and get the show next week?
Yeah, no problem about that.
Okay. Have they changed the policy or something? Or is it always still the same way?
Anyway.
Okay, cool. I'll be in and get it next week, this show, and then I can send it to you, and because I can get it put right on my laptop, and just email it right to you. Or put it up on YouTube, or just email it to you, and then you send it to your page, or whatever you want.
We try to teach questions.
Yes, and he's supposed to have put the photos in there, the professional photos.
We'll send him some more questions from tomorrow's meeting.
Yes.
There's a meeting tomorrow.
Oh, it is? Okay. There's a meeting tomorrow?
In Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe, you want to speak about that next, and then we'll speak about, get into that after we touch this, and then the hospitals, and then that, and then get into the MLK, so we can get that in for you, talk about the mail and stuff like that, and then talk about, the networks that you have developed, and the person that you are today, not the person that you were 6 months ago, because, we want to throw a little African, I want to throw some African proverbs at the end about change.
Yes.
And about those who have learned, bumped their head and got through this and have the ability to take us to the next level. We can't ostracize them and cut them off. We need them all. And we need a unified, one people, one Zimbabwe. So I'll be asking you a question maybe on that towards the end.
Am I answers too long? Am I answers too long? Okay.
Okay. And I'll be asking you about, the vision to unite the whole country of Zimbabwe. Under economic principles and empowered. Great vision. Because that's something that will gravitate to everybody. So I definitely want to ask that question. I'll be taking this from my house, putting it up live on Twitter, the whole show, recorded from my laptop, and then the whole show recorded up to Facebook too on here. So we'll still have that too.
You put your break on, right?
On that one, I don't have the thing. He has that's up to them. They fight on everything. I mean, this is a European-owned media. I mean, they let us have access, but when European people own stuff, they have a whole lot of policies that are very restrictive to us as being able to, do top quality stuff. I mean, they got funding, but these things haven't been put in place. So that's European business. That's how they do business. That's why the way we're doing business is the best business practices, and we just got the ISO 26000 back. And I don't know if the chairman's going to share it with you yet, out, his viewing and what he looks like. It's a lot of lighting in here, but it's very professional. So it's not lighting, very high-graphic professional show.
That's why he's cut off right there.
So everybody enjoy, follow us, man. Sorry, but like I said, I got it up on the laptop. Heard the behind the scenes and all that too. But you'll be able to view everything about Maxwell Shumba, the powerful questions being asked, and things of that nature. I'm gonna set this up here, and hopefully it will view both of us and set here. I got Mr. Shumba, and I'm gonna sit there, and we have Mr. Shumba here, and I'm trying to get us both in it. I'm going to leave it there. So we got a live broadcast, y'all. We're going to restart it up. We had to pause. There was a malfunction. But when there's a will, there's a way. We want the hospital question. I asked that for board listing and for the infrastructure setting up and study schools, water, agriculture, and accountability. Very key. So I address that in the healthcare word accountability. Hello, everyone. All right, y'all. I got the setback. Glad everybody can see me. I got it on the laptop. Just want to make sure you can see something. Dr. Maxwell Shumba, 2018 presidential candidate for Zimbabwe, VIP guest for the Carlton Brown Foundation TV show. We shoot two with laptop and live on Facebook. And just want everybody to get up there and follow us. We got the production studio, gentleman owns the studio, Mr. Rob in here. He works with us, gentlemen, even though we rough around the edges. And, he's a great gentleman. Community media is a great production studio, and they even bring in high-profile people like presidential candidates, and that's what it's about today. It's about the community learning to work together. So please look up community media on Facebook. Also Google it and support Mr. Rob here and the things he's doing for us in the community and giving us a voice. So even though we might not agree on the way that everything is implemented and works with the economic system here, but we do have people who actually try to do their best to make sure that the people have a voice. So that's what it's about. So please support us. It's pretty huge for me. It's my biggest guest, So all African leaders, all presidential candidates in Zimbabwe, you can call me for an interview, or you can come over to Cincinnati for an interview and be on the Carlton Brown Foundation TV show. And I can't wait to come on the first delegation coming to Zimbabwe. And I've already made a proposal to my chairman to draw up an agreement for the young lady Esther and the children around her to receive a small percentage of some things that I do for Zimbabwe and the African Union to assist them also and do my part. Because with a great man comes great responsibility. And if everyone does a little, it means that one doesn't have to do a lot. Real talk. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the brick by brick too. I studied that. I thought that was very interesting. I'll be able to pay the maintenance. Because if you can't pay the maintenance, you can't have a car like that. But, I'll be able to pay the maintenance. I mean, I have some excellent agreements. My financial system has been set up by me in what I'm doing with the FAU funding. We're funding, we're funding up to $200,000 businesses, people of African descent and people startups without a business all across the country. You don't even need a credit. It's a credit-based product. So you can be approved even knowing there's no police report or Social Security. It's only a credit-based product, right? And the consulting's free. You will be approved for up to $100,000, $200,000, $50,000, $70,000, and you'll contact back in 24 to 48 hours once you go to the website. And this is a template by Sister City Harare as well to be used there for the people, business development, all these things you talked about. As a template that people can use for Zimbabwe, our sister city, and also for the 55 countries of the African Union, and we offer to the diaspora, because Friends of the African Union is a trading company. And that's what we are. It was modeled after our predecessors and our ancestors, the Organization of African Unity. And those predecessors got us to where we are today. Africa, Marcus Garvey got Africa there, and with his vision, and we use those philosophies too, and it's got us all where we're at today. So we're on a new frontier there. So that's what it's about, and it's amazing. You let me know when you're ready. Still okay, all right. Yeah, I was just keeping the show going, for the people. Yeah. Because the social media show, social media is just as popular as television. So even more so, because you get a worldwide market. And I have a lot of young men. I have the tag people in Ghana, I have the Democratic of Congo, Pakistan, South Africa, Botswana, which is South Africa, Kenya. You name it, they in. 36% of the market that follows me after I've been up on this page for 2 years. It has over 6 million people who have stopped and viewed. Still going. I don't know what it is now. I know it's quadruple by then, but 6 million. Yeah, they have stopped and viewed it, and 36% of them are youth from age 14 to 26. So the message that I'm giving to them and the culture that we are relating to the people actually has depth and weight, and something that the people are concerned about, because culture is a very big problem for the simple reason in America. I have a college student, that he lives in my building, and he doesn't know who you are. He doesn't know any Zimbabwe culture, Botswana culture. There are 55 presidents in Africa. He doesn't know one. And that is a human rights crime, and a crime against humanity. Like you said, education is a human rights violation. Yeah, you don't even know who you are. You have been erased to where now we can take these economics and we can bring the diaspora, because it's all about technology, and we're a trading company that has a relationship with over 999 corporations, and MDI and Merrill Lynch broke us all our deals. So do we have some weight? Merrill Lynch and MDI brokers all the Friends of the African Union deals. So we make peace as profitable. We take these economics, we don't hold the past against the people, right? And everyone has a potential for greatness. If we keep tearing each other down, I get up and, some leaders made some mistakes in the passed by, President Mugabe. When he was the chairman of the Friends of the African Union for that 1 year, he inspired millions of people. I mean, he did a lot of bad things, made a lot of bad mistakes. He allowed some people around him to go and not be held accountable for their actions, and we can't wipe that away. But he did do some things that he will be known for forever. He is an icon. He is the person who ended colonialism and the possibility of colonialism, not only for just Zimbabwe, but as a beacon for the whole African world. I mean, he inspired me when he got up there and he said that it was time for African American, Native African American people, we are in the decade of people of African descent, as we are now, that we unify with Africa. And we are the biggest, baddest black people in the world, in America. We are 47 million people that bring in $1.2 trillion a year. Africa, 1.2 billion, brings in 3.5 trillion. We want to step up and meet Africa and match Africa what they're making with the money that we're investing here in America, and to be the change that Africa needs, to be that ally, to be that love effort, to take these economics and assist Africa. We made promises to Africa, and we expect to keep those promises. And we want Africa to reach back. We want the African leaders. We want the scientists. We want the doctors. All these people that you talked about. And because we're for domestic implementation of human rights and free and fair elections. And we're a civil society of the United Nations. And we want to bring people in and let them join and be part of that civil society, stakeholders, like you're talking about, have ownership. And I love it that the African Union is talking about Agenda 2063 and 2030. And what Friends of the African Union is tasked with is Agenda 2030 is electrifying the whole continent of Africa. It's called MPI Africa, right? And we actually have been tasked by the African Union. And we have also registered for observer status with the African Union, for we represent and have been tasked to represent the American diaspora as an organization and civil society with the African Union. So it's a great time for the people who have set this in motion, which are the people who have not did everything right. And some people, you can't demand forgiveness. But we have to give everyone an opportunity to make things right. We have to. Y'all are the people, who can put these things in place. And change these laws, change these constitutions, right? Y'all are them people that have those relationships that can have these corporations put in place and work so we can implement these visions that y'all see. So I'm just trying to keep the show going. If you would like to talk about something, everybody's watching. They even live on Facebook watching. Yeah, right there. Yes, sir. Yeah, we live. And we want to keep that going. We want to get the people up there. So this was one. I'm sorry about that. Had a little malfunction with the recorder, and I want to run to his house to pick up the backup. Okay. And it's your choice if you go out and hang out for about 20 minutes or so. I want to do the show. What do you say, sir? Very important. Only 5 more minutes to the show. Okay. So what I'll do is we'll go over here, and then I'll go back on live and all that on Facebook and restart that over. And when you get back. Hey, y'all, it was a great show. Can't wait to put this up. We're going to have a second part. So we're going to really have it going on. Plenty of media,